DFW Media Panel. What was one thing you learned today?
One thing I learned today at the panel would be that it goes back to relationships. So it was fantastic that these men and women that came today, I now have a face to their name, and it's just about reaching out and making that connection and sharing your story.
I appreciate when people are direct. I appreciate when people are succinct with their pitches, and that they're. I actually appreciate a non-narrative approach to doing that.
One of the things that helps with us, particularly with news releases that you're sending us and that sort of thing, is a photo, and I would say it's almost necessary these days to have that, because that would really drive traffic on these social media sites such as Facebook, Twitter, and any Instagram, any of the others.
The number one thing that catches my eye in an email is, first of all, who it's from. If I know that person, it's a relationships business, right? That's the number one thing I'll key into. The publicists and business owners I trust the most don't pitch bad ideas. That's part of their personal brand.
I think it has to be succinct, and I think it has to be something that's well thought out, something that you think, oh, this is a story to tell.
That's once I hear those stories and get to know that those people from that relationship aspect, that's how I can kind of start making decisions on who should we feature for businesses, who should we feature for our dining profiles. And these aren't reviews in any way, they're just learning more about these businesses that are here in your own backyard.
Leanne, thank you so much for coming today to the DFW Media Panel. What was one thing that you learned today about working with the media?
Well, thanks for having us. It was very informational. One of the things that I took away is don't send voicemails. Email. But really mainly was when you're trying to get to the press, even beyond press releases, is to email the contact information, be concise, get the information to them that make it interesting, to get their attention. But really it's just to send everything via email. And that was a big thing. We do that, but I tend to leave voicemails, and that's not a preferred mode of communication, as we learned.
Our editorial calendars are always available online. You can go on there and see exactly what we're writing about month to month. So if you want to be in print, which I think most people do, look at those editorial calendars and say, what sort of content do I have that can fit in that? So if we have an issue coming up that's all around the best steaks in Fort Worth, for instance, and you have a steakhouse, I mean, you want to put together a pitch and say, hey, you need to consider my restaurant, and here's why.
Human interest aspect in pitches is really important, and I really like that, because I think that a lot of our tourist readers enjoy learning about the people in the town that they are visiting, so just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, we kind of touched on something that resulted from a press release with the Bedford Blues and Barbecue Festival, and that got included in Visit DFW's weekly DFW Weekend piece, as well as our calendar.
We compete with a lot of people who are pay to play, and we are not. We're straight journalism. We are our honorees have the option to buy advertising, or companies can be sponsors, but that is not going to decide whether we write stories about them. That's not going to decide whether they're an honoree, things like that.